This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today for this retro review we're going to be taking a look at the Generation 1 Monsterbot known as DoubleCross. This figure was also reissued during the Titan's Return era, where he became a Titan Master, in a figure that was actually pretty awful. Like, honestly, from the top, or from the waist up, it was actually pretty good. From the waist down, it was absolute garbage, at least in this double-headed dragon mode. And anybody who's seen that figure will know exactly what I'm talking about with that transformation and why it was so terrible. That being said, he was also released in the Japanese Legends line, where he was colored to look like he did in the Headmasters animated series, with his Headmaster actually being painted to look like one of the little Beastmaster things, or Battle Beasts, I think is what. I think they were called Beastmasters in Japan and Battle Beasts in America, but it was painted to look like the leader of them, so that was pretty cool. And he also came with the Target Master that would have gone with Blur, because they didn't have it ready when they released their version of Blur, which also looked better than the American version. At that time, most of the Japanese releases actually had better decos than the American releases, which is why I don't understand why America just didn't let Japan lead the way on those ones, but whatever. So now we've gone over all that, let's just go ahead and take a look at this figure. His beast mode here is a double-headed dragon. He seems to be also credited with being the first Transformer to have organic-looking parts, with the bottom of his leg and his arms having a more furry organic look, or scaly. It's kind of hard to tell what it's supposed to be. But yeah, as you can see here, he's a double-headed dragon. He's got little wings on the back that don't do much. As far as the articulation in this mode goes, arm spins around, legs spin around, the knee bends, the heads can kind of lean outward and move forward like this. So we got the two joints here. And then instead of the bottom jaw opening like in most animal cases, the top jaw opens up. So it's kind of a unique thing. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. He had a special action feature, as did all the Monsterbots. And let me show you what it is. That's right, folks. He made sparks. So that was the big gimmick with all the Monsterbots, was the ability to do sparks. And while you probably didn't see it much in the dark, you'll also notice that this little grinder gear here at the front also shifts like it's for cutting or something. That being said, okay, we have a gun for him, which you could technically attach to him in beast mode like this, but it looks really stupid. Just saying. Now, for transformation, this is going to be super difficult, but we'll try to do it. We'll fold his legs back, or the legs for this beast mode back inside there. We will spread his tail. Then we will push his legs down. Actually, we're going to keep those like that. We'll move his hands to line up with the wings. Flip those back out of the way. Take the two heads, slide them down, twist them, straighten that out, and lower it like that. And we pop the head up. A very difficult transformation on this character. Of course, you can kind of see the sparks up in there. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off again real quick. I wish the camera would stop putting that in there, but let's see. But you can see the sparks coming in his neck too when you look there. Sorry about that, I just knocked the camera. Okay, so now in this mode, he can also hold his gun. Same hole. Put it in there. That's how he holds his gun. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to actually lock his wings in any position. So technically, you can have his wings out like this if you want, or wings back. Generally speaking, I think probably wings out looks the best. This might have been one of the spots where, if I remember correctly, the Titans Return one was a little bit better because you could make the wings out, and they were actually a totally different design. They were more of a bat wing design than this kind of like long skinny wing. You know, it was fuller, I should say. So, articulation for this guy in this mode. The wings move a little bit. The arm spins around. You can pull the whole arm up. You can move that forward. You can twist that. That's about it. He's got no waist swivel. You can technically bend his knees, but you can't bend anything else. But again, remember back in the 80s, the Transformers were all pretty simple. Now you would think that they could have easily updated this one in the other line and have it look good. You would be wrong. I don't know how they managed to do it, and I wish I had one on hand right now that I could show you, but I actually disliked it enough that I packed it away, and I don't know where it's at, which is, of course, the story of my life. You know, there's only so much room you can do for displays anyway, right? They had this whole thing where, like, when you transformed them, you had this, like, waist part that kind of went up here, I think it was, and it didn't lock into place. It was just loosey-goosey and shit, and it was just awful. If I can find him, maybe I'll actually do a review on him separately as a retro review also. But I will say this, like, I know I say this about a lot of these Transformers, but this is another one of those ones that I really liked as a kid because I just thought he was awesome because he was a double-headed dragon and he made sparks. And you don't see sparking toys much anymore, if at all, right? What was it? Some news thing on 60 Minutes or something a few decades ago where they had a roller skating Barbie with sparks. And I don't know if this is a true story or if it was just a joke from Bill Engvall. At least I think it was Bill Engvall. Like, where he was talking about a reporter being all like, this Barbie doll with these, it was with a Barbie doll that had skates that sparked when you rolled them across the ground. Now, just think, this doll looks perfectly innocent. But as you roll it sparks, just imagine if it went through a puddle of gasoline and started on fire or some crap like that. You know, so sparking toys are something that they don't really make anymore, which is a damn shame because, you know, those were pretty cool. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys have to say about our Generation 1 DoubleCross. And if you enjoyed this look at them, please feel free to smash that like button. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, especially if I can find the Titans Return one, then you know what's really bad is I think I have both the Titans Return one and the Japanese Legends one. So maybe I'll need to try to figure out where both of those are at. So if you want to see that when I can find them and pop them up, you'll need to subscribe. It'll make it easier to find. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.